אז יאללה, אז תעיף עכשיו את זה לכל הקבוצות, כל הקבוצות אבל. אז אני בלייב. עכשיו, אם אתה שולח לי טקסט, אז אני יכולה לראות אותו, בסדר? אז תשלח לי טקסט כאן. ביי. תגיד לי אם הסאונד טוב, תענה לי מתישהו אם הסאונד בסדר. ביי.
Limmor? Yes, this is Katie LaRouche. Montreal by-election, federal by-election. This is what we're standing.
It hasn't been called yet. It's a vacant seat. Yeah. And you know, I'm in Vancouver for a week to learn about politics in Vancouver, and this is such an important event. Of course, I wanted to.
Yes, and I want to emphasize your efforts for us because we're looking for people that are not Israeli.
Yeah.
And our daughter.
Oh, really? What's she doing in
She's
Montreal?
in McGill, student.
She's not Claire by any chance, is she? Claire Franco? Okay, because there's another McGill student that they've told me that she would be here.
Oh, yes, there are a few.
Yeah.
So I think if maybe I'll take a couple of sentences for you.
Sure.
Say your full name, position that you're running for, and why are you supporting this? You said your name is Ned. Ned, stand next to her.
Okay.
Why? What?
Do you?
I have.
Fred.
I have a couple, and I've given Limmor a copy of the Militant, and she put it aside because she can't handle it right now.
But do you want it back?
No, that's yours.
Okay, because we will be in touch. I think we want to make sure that we emphasize and put you out
I
there.
just outlined what we've been campaigning.
Okay.
And she seemed to agree.
And we have some good contacts with the unions in Montreal as well. So we will make the connections. The media, I think we kind of. Okay.
They organize.
You can just hold it.
Sure.
So, Katie.
Yes, Katie LaRouche.
So we have Katie LaRouche. Katie, please say your full name, your position.
My name is Katie LaRouche. I'm Communist League candidate in the upcoming Montreal by-election, federal by-election in La Salle, Aymar, and Villemont.
And why are you here?
I'm here because fighting Jew hatred and defending Israel's right to exist as a refuge for Jews and demanding that the hostages be returned now is in the interests of all working people. And in Quebec, a few weeks ago, there were 600,000 public sector workers on strike. And if we don't stand up against the thuggery that Hamas represents, and if we don't say that Israel must win this war against Hamas, then the democratic rights of all working people will be weakened. So it's in our interests to defend.
So I want to ask you, because the unions are one of the hardcore that's really difficult for adults to get in. They don't understand that there is no way they ever form any union in Gaza.
That's right.
There haven't been elections there in 17 years since the first election since we left.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you fight within the working class of the unions?
Well, right now it's debate and discussion. It's absolutely true that many unions have called for the ceasefire and have been publicizing what is very, very difficult life in Gaza right now. That's true. But the way to win, I think, the unions to the position that is the only one that will defend our rights is to be part of the fights today that are happening on the picket lines, you know, the strikes where we need to stand up and have civil debate and organize new unions and use our rights. And then people begin to see why an outfit like Hamas that preaches Jew hatred, that focuses not on uniting us to fight for our rights, but dividing us against the Jews, will weaken our fights. But it's going to be a process, and we stand. That's why we're running the Communist League campaign, because it's a way to be able to wage this fight.
Thank you very much, Katie. Thanks a lot for coming all the way from Montreal.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Ned, I want to ask you, Ned, you are... Ned, you're from here. Right?
I'm from Vancouver. I'm a member
Tell
of...
us your full name and
Okay.
member of...
My name is Ned Dimitroshin. I live in Vancouver, and I'm a member of the Machinists Union, and I'm a volunteer worker journalist for the Militant newspaper, which is a weekly socialist newspaper that's been campaigning for the defeat of Hamas, for the right of Israel to exist as a refuge for Jews. And this is a very, very important question for working people. And I take this position as a worker in my aerospace plant and have discussions with my co-workers. And it's a process, it's a discussion to win them to the stakes of this important question of taking on Jew hatred and telling the truth about what happened October 7th, which the media does not cover adequately. And in my opinion, distortion of the facts happening in Gaza, in which they report stuff that the Hamas health authorities say as if it's gospel truth. And so I think it's important that I'm here to support the Jewish community and to make a statement for people on this.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much, Ned.
You're very
We'll
welcome.
be in touch. Thanks. Yes, that's what I want to ask you, because we have, let me just... And I will be in touch. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Liemor, yeah.
Yep. Oh, really? She's from Montreal? For this event? Oh, the one with the red scarf? Oh, and she's with one of the unions. Oh,
Thank you very much. Super interesting.
okay, yeah, no, I'll go talk to her.
Yeah, talk to her.
Thanks.
Okay.
We acknowledge that we are within the unceded territory of the Most High and the two and promised nations.
ברוכים הבאים ללייב שלנו.
Every single person here that is here today.
151 ימים בשבי חמאס, 134 בני אדם בהן, 17 נשים חטופות בידי חמאס. אנחנו הפעם בג'ק פול פלאזה, ונקובר, יום האישה הבינלאומי.
Celebrate women's achievements, raise awareness about discrimination, take action to drive gender parity. International Women's Day belongs to everyone, everywhere. Inclusion means action, and inclusion means International Women's Day action is valid. Today, we will focus on the 13 women held captive by Hamas for their urgent rescue before it is too late. Where are you, women's organizations? Believe Israeli women, release our women. And I'll give some information on the 13 women that are held captive. Carmel Gad, occupational therapist, 39, abducted from her family home in Kibbutz Be'eri with 4 family members, among them her 3-year-old niece who managed to escape with her dad just before entering Gaza. Released hostages report that she had been kept captive with some children and did yoga daily with them. She has a special love for India. Agam Berger, 19, soldier, kidnapped from Nachal Oz IDF base during her first weekend on this base. A talented violinist who volunteers to support special populations, assisting children with learning disabilities or challenges at home. She has a twin sister, Liam, and a younger sister. Liri Elbaz, soldier, 18, kidnapped from Nachal Oz IDF base on the Gaza border where she served as a civilian soldier. She completed basic training and reported to the base on Thursday, October 5th, just 2 days before her abduction. She is described as someone who believes no need to get upset. The world is beautiful. That's what she believes in. Noah Argamani, student, 26, abducted from the Nova Music Festival in the Now Focus video film capturing her abduction. She stretches her arms out while pleading, "Don't kill me," from the back of the motorcycle. Apart from being a student at Ben-Gurion University, as an only child to her parents, she cares for her mother, Liora, who is battling terminal cancer. Karina Aryev, soldier, 19, kidnapped in her pajamas from the Nachal Oz IDF base on the Gaza border, where she served as a civilian soldier. She is described as a gentle girl with a big heart. In her last conversation with her sister said, "If I die, continue with your life, look after our parents, keep living." She loves the fields of cosmetics, makeup, and beauty and wants to make a career in it someday. Shiri Bibas, kidnapped from her home in Kibbutz Nir Oz, along with her 2 sons, Ariel, 4, and Kfir, 11 months, the gingerhead toddlers. Her husband, Yarden, was also kidnapped but is held separately. Kfir, her baby son, is the youngest hostage. The Hamas have said in the past that she and her sons are not alive, but the family holds on to being positive. She's the heart and the bedrock of her family. Amit Esther Buskila, fashion stylist, 28, kidnapped from the Nova Music Party. She's a fashion stylist with a following on social media. In a conversation with her uncle on that fateful day, her last words were, "No, no, no," and weakly, "I love you." Buskila, who was raised by a single mom, celebrated her 20th birthday while in captivity. Daniela Gilboa, soldier, 19, an observation soldier in Combat Intelligence Collection Unit. She was kidnapped from Nachal Oz base. Her mother tells that until that cursed day of October 7th, Daniela was called Danielle. But after consulting with a rabbi, her family added the Hebrew name Hey to her name. perhaps to symbolize the name of God. Romy Gonen, 23, kidnapped from the Nova Festival in Reim. Romy is described as a cheerful individual, sweet-natured, and funny, talented dancer and choreographer, a medic and a guide in the Scouts who loved dancing all the time. She was taken after being shot in the hand and witnessing her best friend's murder. Ne'ama Levi, soldier, 19, kidnapped from Nachal Oz IDF base. She had just finished her training to be part of the border observation unit and had arrived on base on Thursday, October 5th. In a now infamous video of her capture in Gaza, Naama can be seen in gray suede pants and a black t-shirt as a Hamas terrorist drags her by her hair from the trunk of a jeep at gunpoint and into a backseat with her head bound behind her. She is described as a girl who believes in the good of all people, who dreams of future in diplomacy, and who was a member of Hands of Peace, which unites American, Israeli, and Palestinian youth for grassroots social change and action. Doron Streibrecher, veterinary nurse, 30, kidnapped from her home in Kibbutz Kfar Aza. She was a true passion for animals and is always the first to help. Her last words to her parents were, "They've arrived. They have." Her parents fear for her health as Doron is in need of special medication which she has not been receiving. Arbel Yahud, 28, kidnapped from her home on Kibbutz Nachal Oz together with her 8 family members, some of whom have been released. She's a third-generation resident of the kibbutz, is known as the favorite aunt, and her passion for space and astronomy. She works as a guide on these topics at the Group Tech Center in Eshkol Regional Council. She recently returned from an extended trip through Central and South America with her partner Ariel Cunyo, 26, who's also kidnapped. Eden Yerushalmi, a Tel Aviv bartender, 24, kidnapped from the Nova Festival, which she attended with many friends. She's noted by her friends as someone who enjoys life. Among Eden's hiding places were thorny bushes and a car where she pretended to be dead. Eden is described by her sisters as the girl everyone loved, always happy, always laughing. I would like to introduce our first speaker, Ofra Sisko, mother of 2 and grandmother of 3, owner and operator of Ofra's Kitchen, the only vegan and vegetarian Israeli restaurant in Vancouver. Ofra opened the restaurant a month before the pandemic, survived it. Attention in Israel 3 years ago brought on a lot of anti-Semitism and targeted Ofra's Kitchen, survived it as well. 5 months ago, October 7th happened. Ofra made it her own mission to defend, support, and fight for Israel with everything that she is and everything she has. This led to a major backlash, a call to boycott the restaurant, and constant threats to her life. She's struggling to survive this as well. Ofra, please.
עופרה היא בעלת מסעדה ישראלית כאן בוונקובר, הציבה דגל בחלון ומאז מקבלת הרבה מאוד מסרים של נאצה, השחתה, ונדליזם.
The first thing I want to say is thank you, Daphna. Daphna, who got us here together every Sunday relentlessly, rain, shine, snow. Thank you, Daphna, for never giving up. I asked Daphna why she does that. She said because there is a need. There is a need. And here we are again on a rainy, cold, cold day in front of the water, and we're freezing, but we're here. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ofra, and I'm the owner of Ofra's Kitchen. I fight for Israel with everything that I have, everything that I am, and everything that is needed. I will never, ever give up on Israel. I'm proud to stand here before you today as a strong woman in business against all odds and against all prejudice of how far women can go. Well, guess what? We can and we are. We can go as far as we want. Unfortunately, despite progress, women are still not equal to men in our paternal society. Equality is still far from fair and just. Women are still subjected to violent rape, abuse that many a times are followed by shame and guilt. Many women will not report abuse of any kind because they know that they could be victimized again by the injustice of our society and of the court system. Many times nothing is done to bring the perpetrators to justice until it's too late. Until women are murdered in their own homes, in their own community by men. Think about who hurts men. Are they strong, kind, generous men? No. They're weak, vile, despicable men that hurt women. Allow me to stand 1 minute in silence, in solidarity and empathy with the young women who were brutally raped by the Hamas and Gazan animals that took part in the dreadful day massacre and rape of our women. I'm sorry, I'm very sorry that this world has such anger, ignorance, evil. I'm sorry. The world is angry when women are being raped, abused, disrespected, and brutally murdered by men, unless they're Jewish women. Then the world is silent, complacent, and at the time have the audacity to question the act. We will not be silent anymore. We raise our voices for justice and punishment to the animals that cause so much pain to our women, to our people. We raise our voices to bring them home now to pay the price. What gets me the most is the young and old women that support Hamas, knowing what they know of how they treat women in general and our women in particular. It's beyond me. I want to go to another subject. We all taxpayers money. We all taxpayer people. We all pay taxes in Canada. Some of us pay heavy prices, heavy taxes. I demand that these country laws will protect us against hate crime. Politicians are concentrating on homelessness, fentanyl, and price of food as their biggest issue to combat. But it's not. It's our safety. It's the safety of people. Everywhere you look, you don't feel safe. You don't feel safe on the street, public transportation, and even in your homes and in your businesses. Pro-Palestinians recently attacked True Confection. True Confection is not even Jewish. She's Chinese owner. Why would they attack her? They are loud and obnoxious, and people beginning to understand who the people behind these protests and who Hamas is. but it's a slow process. We must request, demand, and receive safety. Use our taxpayer money to jail, deport, punish who do not follow the rules, just like you do criminals of any kind. I want to talk about our supporters. Every time I come to these rallies, I see many flags that are not Israeli flags. We have Iranian flags, and we have East Indian, and we have Brazilian, and we have so many. And I know we have, at times it seems like we have more supporters than haters, but they're quiet. They tell us they support us. We know it, we appreciate it, we love you for it. But we need you to speak louder. We need you to be loud, because as I see it, people know what they hear. And right now they hear poor Hamas, poor Palestinian children. And that's all they know. They hear it in the news, on TV, on the streets, with their friends in universities. And because we are so quiet, they don't hear us. So let's be louder, please. Let's make a stand. Let's take a stand. Let's be loud. Let's protest. Go to your MLA, ask for change. Go to your federal government, ask for change. Write to your government politicians. They have to listen to you. Thank you again for your support. We need to protest against Hamas, Hezbollah, Jihad, and Shaheed all over the world. We must show zero fear. Right now, as I see it, they feed on our fear, on the world's fear. We show fear, they become stronger. Let's not make them stronger. They don't deserve it. Get louder. Go on social media. Do what I do. Go on social media and do it. Tell the truth. Show pictures. Don't be scared, please. One more thing before I finish. Every country in the world, the citizens of that country are proud citizens of that country. They will fight for their country. They will die for their country. And guess what? Almost all of them sits on stolen land. Israel is our country. Remember that. Historically, biblically, and legally, it is our country. Be proud. Be proud to call yourself a Jew. Be proud to call yourself Israeli. Don't hide. Wear your Magen David. Carry your flag. Carry your nationality with pride. We must win this fight. The alternative is destroying, is unbelievable. The alternative is known. We went through it in the Holocaust. We can't go through it again. I'd like to end up with something that goes on Facebook and social media by Noam Chomsky, another great Jew. He says, education is not memorizing that Hitler killed 6 million Jews. Education is understanding how millions of ordinary Germans were convinced that it was required. Education is learning how to spot the signs of history repeating itself. Am Yisrael Chai. Thank you.
I would like to introduce our next speaker, Masha Kleiner, a Jewish Israeli Canadian, a mother, a software engineer, a rock climber, and a co-founder of NOAH, Nonviolent Opposition Against Hate, a Vancouver grassroots organization for defending democratic values and combating anti-Semitism. Masha?
Dear friends, thank you so much for being here in this horrible weather. I recognize so many of you from previous rallies, and some of you became friends in the past months. When in the very first days after October 7, people would ask me if I had family in Israel, I would answer with the popular phrase, yes, millions of brothers and sisters. Before October, it had never occurred to me to think this way about Jewishness and community, and I asked myself, why are we suddenly so much more deeply connected? And my answer is, it's because for each and every one of us, October 7 is absolutely personal. Each and every single one of us knows it could have been me who was tortured and kidnapped or killed. It could have been me, and it could have been my loved ones. And it is me and my loved ones who are being targeted every day since. And I, like many people, asked myself, only after October 7, what does it mean for me to be Jewish? Why do I now feel more Jewish than ever? It's more than religion because I am an atheist, and it's more than ethnicity, and it's more than culture, and I like the word tribe. We are a tribe. I'm selfishly lucky none of the people I personally know were killed or kidnapped on October 7, but many of our tribe have been. So this is a personal loss for every one of us. And this is why I cry every single day since October 7, because we all grieve the lost lives, the indescribable suffering of the victims and the hostages and the families. And many of the speeches at our rallies are very sad, and some are very painful to hear. And yet I draw strength from our rallies for a very simple reason, because I know that none of you here wants to kill me. And if I happen to be killed, none of you here will celebrate my murder, which sounds very basic, but one other thing that we all grieve in the post-October 7 world is our illusions. The illusions that the world around us is safe and sane and friendly. And we grieve, and this grief can be lonely because some people who we considered friends chose to keep their distance, and some of them turned their backs on us. But while this happens, we become so much closer to the people who do have the moral clarity and the courage to stand with us. Thank you, and we are not alone, because this war is not between religions or nations or races. This war is between good and evil, between common sense and nonsense, between freedom and oppression, between light and darkness. And the world is has indeed become scary. But the more we are afraid, the scarier it becomes. So it's okay to be scared, but we must behave as if we are not. Even when it feels like the tsunami of hate that we are facing is too big and too strong, and that there isn't anything we can do, the only thing we cannot afford doing is doing nothing. None of us individually, no matter how strong or famous, can fix the world. And this is why there is no deed too small. Douglas Murray once said, "Don't wait for the cavalry to come save us, we are the cavalry." Be the cavalry. We all find inspiration in people who take action, but sometimes we forget that our even very small action inspires others around us. And when we stand for ourselves, when we wear our Star of David proudly, when we come to the rallies or put up posters of hostages, when we speak up against hatred and lies, when we make our voices heard, that's when we notice best that we are not alone. And a friend told me not long ago, "You are braver than you think." So if there is one thing you remember from everything I said, let it be this: you are braver than you think. And every smallest step you make makes you even stronger and braver. Am Israel Chai. Thank you so much.
מה שהיא חברת הקהילה שלנו כאן בוונקובר, ישראלית, שנמצאת בקנדה, והיא זאת שמשחקת את החטופה
has been a resident of Vancouver with her family for the last 19 years. Notably, both of Marit's nieces, Gal Klein and Ofek Elias, have been serving as reservists since the onset of the war on October 7.
Shalom. For 22 weeks now, we've gathered every Sunday with one shared mission, to shine a light on the hostages still held in Gaza by Hamas. Our presence symbolizes not just solidarity, but a commitment to keep the flame of awareness burning bright. Together, we draw strength from our community, offering comfort and reinforcing our unbreakable bond with Israel. As we stand here today, we are on the cusp of International Women's Day, a global celebration of the remarkable achievements of women and girls in every facet of life. And on this occasion, I urge you to join me in honoring and celebrating the Israeli women, both civilians and soldiers, whose heroic deeds have saved countless lives even amidst the horrors of war. These women are demonstrating unparalleled strength, resilience, resourcefulness, bravery, intellect, and protective instinct. They embody the very essence of courage, never hesitating to leap into action or shield others from harm. Now let me share with you a few stories of our Israeli heroines. Amit Man, 22 years old. 6 hours during which she did not stop treating the wounded. 6 hours during which she did not lose hope. 6 hours during which she cried for help. Amit Man, a Magen David Adom paramedic, treated the wounded in Kibbutz Be'eri with dedication and heroism, with the sounds of gunfire and missiles all around her and the threatening voices of the murderers getting closer. Together with a nurse and a dentist at the Kibbutz Dental Clinic, she tried to do everything to save everybody, as she has done since she was 13, until the bullets of the vile terrorists hit her too. Shifra Bukhri, 45 years old. She is a soldier and a commander, but in this battle, she had only one objective: to save as many children as possible. Corporal Shifra Bukhri, a mother of 10 children herself, serves as the commander of the Border Patrol Unit, Magav, in the south. On that fateful Black Saturday, she and 3 of her soldiers embarked on a rescue mission without hesitation, using their own private vehicles. For 12 harrowing hours, they shuttled back and forth from the Nova Music Festival in Re'im to the evacuation point. They courageously retrieved those feigning death and evacuated the bleeding and wounded, all while facing immense personal risk. Their primary mission: to reunite as many children as possible with their families. The heroine on the home front. Heroines, there is simply no other word for them. They number not in ones or twos, but in tens of thousands, perhaps even hundreds of thousands. These remarkable women carry the weight of their entire family, their home, and sometimes even their family businesses on their shoulders. Instead of complaining, they reassure their partner, who have been called to reserve duty fighting on the front line, that all is calm on the home front. They don't burden them with their fears and struggles. They only express their longing. These women hold no official rank because there is no rank that captures the constant juggling act between household chores and professional work, between breastfeeding and soothing, between the mundane and the chaotic. Yet they are the unsung heroes of our time. These were just a handful of narratives among the multitude testimonies of women contributing to the cause. Now let me unveil a glimpse of the incredible contribution made by women in this conflict through a few compelling figures. Israel bore witness to an unparalleled surge in dedication of female reservists during the recent Gaza war, with an astounding 40,000 individuals answering the call, an all-time pinnacle of commitment. To provide context, during the Second Lebanon War, a mere 2,210 women were summoned, a striking comparison exemplifying an 18-fold escalation. Furthermore, 73 female doctors and paramedics joined the maneuver, establishing a new benchmark in their field. October 7th thrust Israel into unanticipated circumstances, catalyzing a sequence of historic achievements. Women found themselves immersed in protracted and intricate confrontations against Hamas terrorists, venturing into Gaza as part of ground operations for the very first time. They assumed pivotal roles in combat, communication, medicine, logistics, technology, and a myriad of supporting functions, challenging norms and showcasing their mettle amidst adversity. Today, 90% of positions within the Israeli forces are open to women, signifying a profound transformation. Thousands of female soldiers now serve in combat roles, embodying a remarkable 220% surge over the past decade. This stands as a testament to the unwavering resolve and resilience of Israel's female warriors. On Friday, March 8th, let us collectively honor the remarkable women who have bravely fought for their lives, their homes, and for Israel. Let us acknowledge their unwavering dedication and commitment as they continue to fight with every ounce of strength to bring all the hostages back home. Thank you.
And to our last speaker, I know we're all very, very cold. Ruth Yankelevich was born in South Africa and immigrated to Israel at a young age. She was 11. 20 years ago, in the midst of Second Intifada, she and her family moved to Vancouver in pursuit of a calmer and safer life for her sons. She has built a beautiful life here and is grateful for her friends and family and entire community, but part of her heart will always be rooted in Tel Aviv, especially on the beach.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Daphne. 4 words, just 4 words, crappy piece of land. That's all it took for the witch hunters to implode huge pressure to force MLA Selena Robinson to step down from her position early February this year. A prominent Jewish BC politician forced to step down because of these 4 words towards a land on which Israel sits. A completely factual comment expressed in a closed Bnei Brit meeting. Nothing directed to a specific race, religion, or people, but to land. In 1948, the land of Israel comprised primarily of swamp and desert, and seemed almost impossible to turn fertile. Who would have thought that it was that problematic soil would be turned into a flourishing paradise that it is today? Facts. It was indeed a crappy piece of land in 1948. Not only was she forced to step down, but she was being forced to partake in anti-Islamophobia training, which makes no sense at all. Seems like the Jew-hating crowd were just lurking around like vultures, waiting for prey, seeking any reason to force her to step down, even though she apologized not once but twice. A strong, influential Jewish woman in politics found herself powerless against the hatred of the anti-Semitic mob and the politicians surrounding her offering no support for an incident that was clearly taken out of context. In another case, just weeks later, a former professional cyclist, Leah Goldstein, was disinvited as a keynote speaker at an International Women's Day event in Ontario. Why? Because 3 decades ago, she served in the IDF. For those who don't know, military service is mandatory for Israeli women and men alike, and an integral part of your life as a citizen of Israel. In 2021, Goldstein became the first woman to win the solo category of Race Across America, a 4,800-kilometer bike race across the United States, an amazing achievement that takes incredible endurance. But again, she was uninvited because of the fact that she is Jewish and because of her past IDF service. What is how society become? Throughout history, women have faced countless barriers, discrimination, and equality simply because of their gender. But today we have another layer of resistance to add to this imbalance, and it's based on our religion and our race. Empowering women is not just moral imperative. It is essential for the progress and prosperity of society. When women are empowered, they contribute to economic growth, social stability, and the well-being of their communities. Yet despite the progress we've made, women continue to face systematic challenges that hinder their full participation in society, and apparently even more if you're a Jewish woman. Empowerment goes beyond just economic and social rights. It's also ensuring that women have control over their own bodies to make decisions about their health, their productive rights, and their own lives. We must protect and uphold these rights, free from interference and duress. The victims of October 7th were robbed of these rights. They were stripped of their dignity. They were raped and mutilated beyond our worst nightmare. I, for one, feel that I am still stuck in October 7th and don't know if my soul will ever be free from these scars. Sorry, my hands are frozen. Hard to stomach that monsters can carry out such atrocities against humans. The women, men, and children that were held in Gaza, and the 134 beautiful souls that are still captive in the dark terror tunnels of the Hamas do not have these freedoms. They have been robbed of their dignity, their integrity, and their release and their basic human rights. We must scream for their release and freedom. We must continue to be their voice and march for their basic human rights and ensure that all perpetrators be held accountable, every single one of them. As we look to the future, let us recommit ourselves to the cause of women empowerment. Let us stand together in solidarity, lifting each other up and amplifying our voices for women everywhere. All women, all races, all religions, everywhere. Contrary to the organizers of the International Women's Day March right here in our own city, who specifically excluded Jewish women. One thing our enemies did not take into consideration is our secret weapon, our weapon of stamina and strength. The more they hate us, the stronger we get. The more they scream for our failure, the more we excel. The more they twist the narrative to suit their own, the more we expose the truth. We have always prevailed, and nothing will ever change that. We are a nation that values humanity, integrity, love, peace, compassion, and empathy. When trouble hits, we come together to form a united front against the hatred. One mishpacha gdola of 15 million people, preaching love. These past 5 months have proven that in every aspect. I, for one, have never been as proud to be Jewish, proud to be Israeli, and proud to be a Zionist. October 7th has amplified this for me, and I wear my Magen David proudly every day, and will never stop or ever hide my identity. And I invite you to do the same. We will never hide again. Being together week after week, proudly waving our flags for our beloved Israel, and connecting to the beautiful community right here is what keeps me going. We are one powerful Am together. Am Israel Chai.
זאת הייתה רות מירב ינקלוביץ' מוונקובר. דיברה על אירועים שקרו כאן בקהילה, שרה יהודייה, סלינה רובינסון, שפוטרה בעקבות אמירה. ואצנית בינלאומית שההופעה שלו בוטלה. לא תפסיקי לקוות, איך תצליחי לשנות את עצמך, לחזות בקולות אחרים, כאילו אין איזה דבר שאת רוצה. יודעת זה מזמן, כשהיית ילדה שיחקת אחת שלא צריכה ולא אכפת לה מאף אחד, מאף אחד. את רוצה לשיר את השיר שיביא לך אהבה, להילחם במה שמפחיד אותך, תהי חזקה, לא לוותר, את השמחה של פער שנתחזקה. לשיר את השיר שיביא לך אהבה, להילחם במה שמפחיד אותך, תהי חזקה, לא לוותר, את השמחה שפער שנתחזקה. את רוצה לשיר את השיר שיביא לך אהבה, להילחם במה שמפחיד אותך, תהי חזקה, לא לוותר, את השמחה שפער שנתחזקה. Time to please me. You never let me down before. Don't imagine you're too familiar, and I don't see you anymore.
I took the good times, I'll take the bad times, I'll take you just the way you are. Trying some new fashion, don't change the color of your hair. Ooh, you always have unspoken passion, although I might not seem to care. Oh, I don't want clever conversation, I never want to work this hard. Ooh, I just want someone that I can talk to. I want you just the way you are. I want you just the way you are. I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fourth, the major lift, a baffled king composes hallelujah. 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 Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You sorbating on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Well, maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew ya. But it's not a crime that you're here tonight It's not a pilgrim who claims the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Thank you. That was a tough one.
You don't have any posters, right? So we'll be in touch this week. Katie's in town all week. And she's doing a public forum on Saturday afternoon. She's very
Oh Lord, balev al-penima, nefesh Yehudi homiya, fatem mizrach kadima, ein lezion Sophia. עוד לא עבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים. Thank you. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see the right, the true, north, strong and free, from far and wide. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand for guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maya and Gioa, for the second week in a row. That was amazing. Beautiful, beautiful musicians, beautiful voice. I want to thank Michael Lee MLA, who is here with us. Week after week, I told him today we only have women speakers for another woman. So he said, okay. Thank you, Ezra, for being such a great support. And I appreciate us working together and
רוצה להראות לכם לפני שהעצרת מסתיימת, אנחנו התחלנו עם איזה שולחן הסברה ללא ישראלים, דווקא לאנשים שפשוט עוברים כאן ושואלים שאלות ורוצים לדעת מה אנחנו עושים כאן. יש כאן פוסטרים, כל מיני נושאים שקשורים לישראל, למדינת ישראל, לקשר של קנדה עם ישראל, מי האזרחים שגרים בישראל, תהליך השלום, שכמה פעמים ניסינו תהליך שלום ומה קורה בעזה, מה זה ציונות, הגודל של מדינת ישראל וכמובן מה קרה ב7 באוקטובר. זה מיועד לאנשים שפשוט עוברים ושווים ומתעניינים. קהילות השונות בקנדה בכלל, אם אתם רוצים מקבץ פוסטרים מאוד פשוט לשלוח לכם, רק תשלחו לנו תגובה, תקבלו. דבר נוסף שיש כאן היום זאת תערוכה עם עדויות לשימוש של הטרוריסטים באונס ואלימות מינית כטקטיקה של מלחמה.
קצת כזה בטלוויזיה, בא לי להכיר. לא על נפש, אל תסתכל. אנחנו יודעים בדיוק מה יכול לראות על
exhibition will be in the art gallery next week, and we'll try to end. We'll call the press to come and see it. This is just a run. So thank you again, and help people who need it, and we need each and every one of you, not for us, not for ourselves, but the people in Israel, the hostages, the survivors, the suffering, and let's just stay together.
עדויות אמיתיות, וכמובן דף המסרים שנמצא על המחבלים מהחמאס שנהרגו, דף מסרים שמורה להם לבצע מעשה אונס בנשים. היום במקום ברחבת הגלריה הלאומנית בוונקובר אנחנו נמצאים בג'ק פול פלאזה. זה ממש על הים באזור קול הרבור. המיצג שאתם רואים ממול זה בעצם הלפיד האולימפי שהודלק כאן ב-2010. במקביל אלינו בגלריה הלאומנות נערך אירוע של יום האישה הבינלאומי, שהשנה בחרו להקדיש אותו, לייחד אותו כאן בוונקובר, בקנדה, ללוחמות פלסטיניות. לא היו שם הרבה אנשים, כל הלוחמות היו סוג של טרוריסטיות שהורשעו. ולכן אנחנו עברנו למקום אחר.